of those places have already been determined. The next 4 will be determined in March.
Okay.
I think in the final week of March.
Let's go through a best case scenario for a draw and a worst case scenario for a draw for Ghana.
Thank you very much.
You could easily get Spain.
We could easily get Spain.
That is in pot 1.
France.
France in pot 2.
No.
He's saying
import
that
one.
Import one alone.
Import one.
He's listing the teams we could get.
Okay,
that we could get.
So I'm beginning with worst case scenario.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So worst case scenario, we could get Salisu against Messi. We could get Gideon Mensah against Lamine Yamal.
Or Saka.
It's not funny, but I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Charlie, we could face Brazil. We could face.
You mean Esther against Gideon?
Esther. We could face Germany. We could face Belgium.
Germany crowd there, I wouldn't mind. We faced them twice in the last
we've never
2. Fair, but we've been competitive, and their recent team to some way. But the Spaniards, those people, I don't want Spain.
But the best case scenario.
No. Let's go through all the pots for worst case scenario.
So let's say scenario pot 2.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario.
So let's say in pot 1 we get Spain.
Yeah. So
the European champions.
Trouble. And then worst case scenario pot 2.
Yes.
We could get Croatia.
They have some pedigree.
Or even Japan.
Uruguay again.
Japan again. We could get Korea. And then maybe Austria. Austria.
Where is Norway?
Norway pot 3.
So you mean Haaland? Wait, okay.
So imagine we get Spain and then we get
Croatia.
No, we can't, because if we want to take Haaland, they can be 3 European teams.
Okay,
so
good.
Spain and then
Croatia.
Japan.
Spain,
Japan. Better.
And then Norway.
Yes.
But you know the beautiful thing about this World Cup, you can be 3rd and still qualify.
Fantastic. Yeah. So exactly, we'll get through that.
Yeah.
So,
but there's also the best case scenario, which is we could draw Qatar.
Qatar in pot
from
1?
pot 3. I'm starting from pot 3 too.
No, start from the top.
Pot 1, Canada.
Yes, we could draw Canada.
So you could draw one of the hosts.
Canada. Yes, we could draw Canada. And then from pot 2 we could draw Iran.
You could get Iran in pot 2.
Yes, Iran in pot 2.
So if you get Canada, Iran
and then
pot 3.
Okay, then you
Iran,
can't get Qatar.
Iran, then be stubborn. Canada and Australia.
Australia will be them before. So you could get Canada, Australia, and Qatar. Qatar from pot 3.
So Canada, Australia, and Qatar.
Full power. You go top the group.
See, Otuado,
you forgot to
get a draw like this. Anything short of 7 points.
Niger, Mozambique, and Co before.
That was
the past is the past.
The past is not the present.
Okay. So,
me, that's my draw. Canada, Australia, Qatar.
Even if we get into a group with USA, I still don't mind.
Well, no,
what you don't want to get into a group with is Mexico. Among the 3 hosts.
No, I have a better best case scenario.
Okay.
Canada, Australia, Panama.
Panama in pot 3.
Panama is sorrow. Panama.
Are they the ones England put 8 past us?
Like 17. Panama.
So Ghana could get Argentina. And then you could get Croatia, and then you could get Norway and Ghana. That could easily become a group.
That one will use us for
goal difference. Sijo Philip at stream is joining us via Zoom today. Sijo, what's your best case scenario for a draw? What's your worst case scenario for a draw?
You brother serious.
Hey.
The best case scenario would be that we play the weakest team in pot 1.
Who would that be?
Oh, there are a couple of them.
It's Canada.
Especially for the host nation. To be honest, the host nations are not looking good coming to the tournament.
The host nation are not
US are
ranked
not
in top
looking-
12 crowd. If we are being critical,
Say
right?
again?
the host nations, they are not in the top 12 in the ranking, are they? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
no, they are not. No, they are not. They are not looking to come into the competition at all. So if we get any of the host nations, I think that it will be good for us. And the only downside is that you don't want to play the host nation in the first game because China want everybody back in the back. If you get USA the way they are playing now, host nation or no host nation will score them. So yeah, I want that. And then but then we want import B or import 2 as well. We are looking at a team in the who's the biggest team in import 2. I'm trying to pick all the teams out so that
The case says Australia. I say Australia.
Import A, for instance, if we are playing against some Jordan, or the Jordan is import 3,
Yes,
we should be able to get the job done. So for me, ultimately, but again, Saturday, do one thing I'm thinking about.
Uh-huh.
I always want Ghana to go to the World Cup facing some big team like one Argentina or one Portugal, like Portugal, some Germany. I mean, you like to watch your team play against these teams.
That is true.
Yeah. You want to see Ghana against Portugal like in the last World Cup, against Germany, against Argentina, something.
And to be fair, we always end up losing, but we never disgrace ourselves, right?
Yes, you showed up. Oh no, we didn't lose against Germany. We
played them twice. We lost one and drew one.
And the one we lost, I don't remember. The one we lost,
It was 2010. We lost our last group game.
Message us.
Yes.
So, but ultimately, of course, we are wishing. But look, here's the thing. Even though some teams are in, for example, import one, we have Mexico, Canada, USA in there because they are hosts, not because they are great. All the other teams are dangerous. If you look at Argentina, France, England, Brazil, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, they are dangerous. So you don't want them. You want one of the hosts. They are the least impressive teams in this sport. Import 2. The teams Ghana can face import 2 are Croatia, Colombia, Uruguay, Switzerland, Japan, Iran, South Korea, Ecuador, Austria, and Australia. So Danike, Australia. Then import 2. Import 3. You've got Norway, Panama, Scotland, Paraguay, Uzbekistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and of course, country South Africa. All of those teams, if you catch one kappa for one side, in Pakistan, if they are good, they don't want them. If you get kappa for one side, you are good to go. But yeah, let's see how the draw goes. And hopefully, by the time the draw is made and we get to the World Cup, whichever team that comes, we are able to get results good enough to take us into the next level of the competition.